At the same time that the Gulf Coast and the Caribbean are suffering under the effects of multiple hurricanes and vast parts of the US are covered in forest fires, Mexico is also suffering from an earthquake that just hit it, a massive and deadly earthquake. Unfortunately, as of when we're filming this, at least 58 people have been killed and hundreds others have been injured. There's been large buildings that have been toppled. We're gonna show you some video shortly. But this earthquake is pretty devastating. Its epicenter was just 600 miles southeast of the capital. And the president of Mexico is saying that it's the strongest earthquake that Mexico has experienced in a century. This disaster probably not traceable to climate change, but it's certainly happening at a particularly bad time as big parts of this hemisphere are currently dealing with disasters already. You're seeing there some of the immediate aftermath. And one of the things that led to some of the deaths that might have been avoided otherwise and is going to lead to more damage overall is that the states of Chiapas and Oaxaca, which are home to about 9 million people, are the ones most closely located to the devastating portion of the earthquake. They're extremely impoverished areas, which are going to, of course, it means that the building codes are probably less rigorous and that the support personnel and staff and all that is going to be a little bit less able to cope with the effects of a deadly earthquake.
And those, I'm so glad you made that point, because those communities are the ones that pay the greatest price in all of these different disasters, right?
We saw it with Irma.
What John said,
Yeah, so this, to the best of my knowledge, is a total coincidence. It's just really bad timing. As we explained earlier on the show, the hurricanes and the tremendous fires happening in the western United States are not a coincidence. Climate change makes storms more severe. It causes the precipitation go into the air, which when it comes from the ground causes droughts and fires. When it comes from the ocean, causes prolonged rain and flooding and storms. So we're kind of looking at what appears to be end times kind of scenario here. Highways filled with cars fleeing, devastation in where the hurricanes have already hit. There's 3 hurricanes right now.
And more coming up behind them.
That's right, but the earthquake is not related to any of that. It's just bad timing that we happen to have an 8.1 quake, the biggest one we've ever had in Mexico City for at least the last 100 years. Mexico for the last 100 years.
Exactly. I want to show you just 2 more videos to show you the experience of some people recording as the earthquake was going on. Let's roll this first one.
Apparently the quake was particularly shallow, which makes it more intense.
And we have one more video.
And that's a long time. You know, the duration of that shaking has so much to do with the kind of destruction that you see afterward.
Yeah. And now, unfortunately, because of the earthquake, they are also going to be hit by some tsunamis. Earthquakes cause tsunamis, and that's going to happen in some parts of Mexico, but it could reach 3-foot waves can reach as far as Ecuador, New Zealand, and Vanuatu, which is amazing. And 1.85 million homes have lost electricity in Mexico. And then one more consequence is that, of course, 38 people have died before. But look, actually, better regulations and building codes have saved a lot of lives. Because the last time a less severe earthquake hit in 1985, that was an 8 instead of an 8.1. It killed an estimated 9,500 people in Mexico City. Now, there's different reasons why the regulations are not the only reason, but that is a contributing factor when the buildings don't collapse in the kind of shaking that you saw there. Lives are saved, and thank God they were in this case.
Yeah, and right now, obviously, the search and rescue going on right now. There's some, I believe, a hotel that's currently down that they think some people might still be inside, and so they're searching, and so that it's possible that the death toll, unfortunately, will continue to rise, but already extremely devastating.
And finally, Hurricane Katia is about to hit eastern Mexico. So as if things weren't bad enough, the hurricanes are also coming. Help us build independent media together. Come join us, tytnetwork.com/join.